Hi, today we're going to discuss the protocol and procedure for intra-oral x-ray service calls and for state registrations. Some states require an annual x-ray inspection. If you're concerned about your state's requirements, you can contact Paul or myself and we can provide you with the information pertinent to your state. If your state does require annual calibrations and annual evaluations, you must have some certain test equipment. We have had franchisees that have invested in machines called Intra-oral, which records ionizing radiation, transposes it to a software program, and gets the data together. It's the same thing that the state inspectors use. You can spend up to $10,000 for it. We will be happy to provide you with information on the ordering of that equipment and the usage of that equipment should you deem it necessary. Again, please check the rules in your individual state and contact us and we will help you do the research. All that being said, let's move on. Today we're going to use the x-ray in our shop, which is a Dentex, an Endos, which is a pretty standard x-ray. All you guys have seen it. We're going to talk about some prerequisites first. X-ray inspection does not only encompass the machine, the x-ray machine, it encompasses the environment, everything in the office. One thing is every state requires, these are things you need to check before you even touch the machine, a lead apron in every operatory, one per machine, with a thyroid shield. It kind of looks like a Nehru collar, a high collar. This lead apron must be hung. It cannot be folded. It cannot be draped over the extension arm. If this apron is draped over the arm, you damage the extension arm as well as putting a crease in the x-ray. Lead apron. When the lead apron is creased, you have an incidence of permeation of radiation through the creases. The inspector will fail you for that. It's not the big things they get you on, it's the little things that they'll get the doctor on. And our job is to assist the doctor through this process. Excuse me. Also, the requirements in every state is only one triggering device or switching device per x-ray. Either your remote controlled hand switch with a coiled cord or a remote switch illustrated as this, clearly delineated and marked with x-ray. Clearly marked with x-ray. Remember, only one switch per machine. A lot of doctors have a situation where they have dual entrances to the operatories and they have a switch on each side of the entrance. That's a no-no. They'll get gigged for that. Now, just because they get gigged, guys, doesn't mean that they're going to get fined. They usually give you 30 to 90 days. They give the doctor paperwork, a correction form for 30 to 90 days that allows them to make the corrections in 30 to 90 business days. So don't get alarmed, just spring into action. Our first calibration, our first check is going to be a drift check. When we say drifts, we mean movement of the x-rays as we all learned in x-ray class. We're going to actually have a good chance to interact with the office staff and to get to know the office staff where you're doing the inspection at. Because the correct protocol in this is to call the girl in that makes the x-rays, or the assistant, pardon me, in this room, and ask her to raise the chair where she usually makes her x-rays, which is usually a higher, it's called an exam position and an x-ray position. Let her come up and customize the chair and raise it to where she wants the chair, where she usually uses it. That puts her in the process, and it also is very valuable for you. Now we're going to check drifts, positioned as to a patient as if a patient were in the chair. On the left side of the patient's face, we have stability. Anterior mode, which is the front of the patient's face, we have stability. We'll check from two positions here, upward and downward from anterior. Now we're going to check our right side for stability. Ladies and gentlemen, after you're doing your stability test, wait just a second, let everything settle, and then carefully watch for movement. Any movement will be gigged by the inspector, and any movement is not acceptable. A movement will reflect on the quality of the radiograph, and it will show a blurred radiograph or a blurred x-ray. Okay? We've gotten that out of the way. We've checked our lead aprons. We've checked our remote switch. We've checked to ensure that the operator can see the patient and the control simultaneously while engaging the switch, which is code. Now we're actually going to talk to the staff member. Again, I said this is an excellent chance to interact with the staff and the doctor. See if they're wearing their indicator badges, their control badges. If they're not wearing the control badges, they're out of code. They have to have some kind of monitoring device. If they don't, and they're not currently utilizing a monitoring company, we have 2 different companies that we can offer them to monitor them. An excellent business opportunity for you guys. You guys need to wear your monitors as well too. In the dosimetry section of the manual, it's all explained. We'll help you with the monitoring process as well. Like I said, this is a good sale for you. Let's talk a little bit about testing apparatus that you're going to need. We've already discussed the more expensive machine, the M4s. You'll need your floor screen. Paul has given most of you in class strips of a floor screen, which is more than acceptable. No problem at all. And you're going to need your flute meter, because your flute meter can convert KVP and read MA as well. As stated earlier, the M-Force or even a basic pulse meter is good to have. If you'd like the pulse meter, you can purchase this through us. Chris will be happy to help you with that. Chris knows where to obtain these at. We're going to confirm exposure in 3 positions next, after we fire the machine up. Let it warm up and go through all the bells and whistles. And we are ready. So taking the headrest, I'm going to lay the headrest back. Safety first in this, guys. We're going to place our floor screen, and we're going to look for an artifact on the floor screen. I'm going to kill the lights and engage the x-ray. Please observe. Did everybody see the radiation? Very good. We know we're exposing. On the FTP site, every calibration protocol is available on almost every intra-oral x-ray made from about 1940 to the present time. It's a website I've compiled and kept over the years, and we want to share it with you guys. Anything that will help you. It's on the FTP site. Paul, what's the file labeled? Is it labeled a certain?
X-ray.
Yes, it's labeled flat x-ray. It's very informative. I suggest you guys, when you get a chance, go to it and just browse through it. It has the KVP and the MA standards available for every x-ray, every intra-oral x-ray. What we do want to make sure is we get accurate calibrations. The better our calibration instruments are, the more accurate our calibrations will be. Now, we have discussed with our operations center a new protocol for x-ray calls. When the doctor or the assistant calls in, we are going to get as much information as possible about every x-ray in the facility, especially for a state inspection or a state mandated inspection or an x-ray evaluation annually. We're going to make the information as concise as possible for you to help you avoid going back for 2 trips. We're even going to make it to where if there's paperwork that the state has dropped off, corrective paperwork, you're going to know the contact name of the person that has the corrective paperwork, and who to help with the corrective paperwork. We're trying to make everything as concise as possible for you. As I said, you've usually got 30 to 90 days to correct the paperwork problem or the x-ray problem. It's up to you to research your individual state's information about radiographics and radiographic repairs, dental x-ray radiographic repairs specifically. These calls can lead into a business opportunity, be it the sales of parts for an x-ray, even if it's just a hand switch, even if it's a service call to correct the x-ray problem. This leads into business, and this leads into interaction with the staff and makes you invaluable with the staff, which is what we all want. Again, you will be dispatched accurately and concisely with all the information possible before you get to the call. Please refer to the FTP site for your individual calibration instructions. Some of your newer machines absolutely have no calibration on them. A Gendex 770, it is what it is. If the calibration's bad, the board must be replaced. Likewise on this one. There are no pots to tweak or anything to calibrate on this x-ray. The KVP and the MA are what they are. It requires board replacement. Before you do that, or before you suggest it to the doctor, please run it past Paul or I first. Check the FTP site, please guys. You know I usually don't refer you to the FTP site, but this is an invaluable asset that we went out of our way to compile. And please use it. It's very, very, very inclusive. We've confirmed the beam. We all know to call the manufacturer to get the information. If you can't get it off of the new site on the FTP site, off the x-ray site, only one switch per machine, be it a handheld switch or a remote switch. The switch must be clearly labeled x-ray. You must be able to see the switch, the control, and the patient simultaneously. You must be able to hear, as we're going to demonstrate, the audible or the sound alert for the x-ray that lets you know audibly that the x-ray is exposing. Did you hear the beep? Okay, you got to hear that. They'll fail you for it if not. Also, on the x-ray, there's an icon that will light up. It'll usually look like a x-ray, a radiation symbol that will light up during exposure. That's called a luminosity guard. It must remain illuminated during the exposure. We're going to concentrate on the x-ray fascia while we make the exposure, and you'll see an LED light up. Did you see the amber LED briefly light up for the duration of the exposure? This is what the inspector's looking for. If these items are fine, lead aprons, everything's going to be fine on that inspection for this guy, and everything's going to be fine for your maintenance visit should you choose to incorporate an x-ray maintenance program into your offerings, into your menu of services personally, which I would strongly suggest you do. If you can do x-ray repair, the key to the city is yours. If you can get along with the inspectors, the key to the city is yours with x-rays. If you follow these guidelines, you're going to come out just fine on x-rays. Remember drifts, exposure switches. Also, most practices that are of any consequence have an RSO, or a radiation safety officer. Especially in your tougher states like Texas and some of the states out west, you must have a radiation officer, radiation safety officer that is assigned to that practice. It's usually the lead assistant. The lead assistant is usually who you want to talk to. The same lady that you got to position the chair for you is the lady that you would want to talk to, if not the doctor, about x-ray problems. Be as concise as possible in filling in the forms for these ladies and gentlemen, the correction forms. I will help you with that. I'm just a phone call away or either an email away, okay? If you incorporate this into your personal menu of services, you'll get plenty of business off of it. If you care to invest in more expensive testing equipment, I will help you and guide you toward suggestions toward that end. Certain states require certain testing equipment. We're going to follow this up. If you have any questions on protocol or procedure or repairs, please call us as soon as possible so we can get them resolved. These state agencies are nobody to play with, nor the federal agencies, and we're here to help you. Thank you very much. Have a good day.